Good morning. Please join in singing our welcoming song.
Good morning. Welcome to Chalice Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are a community of diverse beliefs and experiences, nurturing the liberal religious spirit, united by our desire to grow in love and in service. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever your life's journey, you are welcome here. Whether you gather with us every Sunday, once or twice a year, or with us for the first time this morning, we're glad you are here. I'm David Peel, the worship associate this morning, and our service is led by our minister, Reverend Sharon Wylie. Our worship musician this morning is Mr. John Schultz. Our song leader is Sarah Shepard. Our tech engineer is Dean Godet, and the sound engineer is Jake Dijak. Our greeters this morning have been Donna Foldberg and Ron Petzold. Welcome to our Sunday worship service. Welcome to those of you here in the chapel and to those of you who are joining us live on Zoom. For those of you here in the chapel, if you're sitting in a row that is not quite yet full, please consider shifting towards the walls to leave some room along the aisle for congregants who might be arriving in the next few minutes. We want to make it as easy as possible for them to come in and find a seat without being too embarrassed about being a little behind schedule. Also, as a reminder, please feel free to wear masks and step outside as needed if you feel like that. You can hear what's happening inside if you go outside, thanks to our wonderful technology teams. We're always delighted to see newcomers joining us in worship. As a newcomer, you might be interested in the various groups and activities we offer, and you can find those in our email, newsletter, and calendar. Online newcomers, you will receive an email invitation to join our email list after the service. In-person newcomers, if you haven't already given us an email when you signed in, please consider sharing it with us before you leave. Our weekly email is the best way to get all that information about the many groups and activities we have to offer here at Chalice. Let's take a breath together. As we settle our souls into worship, we acknowledge Indigenous peoples with these words from Chief Seattle. Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves, as all things are bound together, all things connect. Now we light our chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. I'd like to invite Nate Smith to light our chalice this morning. The chalice lighting words this morning come from Brian Keeley. In times of darkness, we stumble towards the tiny flame. In times of cold, we seek the warming fire. In times of repression, we reach for the lamp of truth. In times of loss, we pray for the comforting light. In times of joy, we light a candle of celebration. Spirit of life, as we kindle this light, help us find what we need this day.
fast. But somewhere back there in the dust, that same small town in each of us, I need to remember this. So baby, give me just one kiss, and let me take a long last look before you say goodbye. Just lay your head back on the ground and let your hair fall all around you. Offer up your best defense. This is the end. This is the end of the innocence.
The words of our call to worship. Ours is the fullness of summer. Sunny days and clear skies can feel at odds with terrible news and hard times. Whatever heaviness you carry, we invite you to set down your burdens here. As much as you can, we'll help each other carry what needs to be carried. And for this hour, rest a while. And open your heart, if you can, if you will. May our time together be a salve. May our gathering be a blessing. Let us worship together.
The hymn of the month for July is new to us, so we're going to learn it today. It's called This Boat. So I'll invite you to remain seated while we learn it, and I'm just going to explain exactly how this is going to work. I'm going to sing through the chorus once, so you can just listen, and you'll see the lyrics will be projected. As soon as I finish it, I'll signal you, you can sing the chorus with me, and then as we go through the song, I'll be singing the verses, and when we come back around to the chorus, you'll sing it with me again. Okay? This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. Everyone. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready,
Our Sunday worship is the shared spiritual practice of our community, and we tend to the congregation during this time by sharing and honoring your joys and sorrows. Here in the chapel, you're welcome to write your joy or sorrow onto a candle card, which will be collected from you. Online, please write your joy or sorrow, including your name, into the chat box. These joys and sorrows will be spoken out loud, and then we will remove this part of the service from the recording that goes onto our YouTube channel. So this sharing won't be publicly available online. If you'd like to send Reverend Sharon a confidential note about your joy or sorrow, or to make a prayer request, please email her. Her email address will be on the screen in a moment. Please enjoy some music from John while you write down what you'd like to share, so that in the sharing, your burden is lessened and your joy is multiplied.
final pillar candle for all the joys and sorrows in the room, online, in our community that may go unshared and unspoken this morning. These too are held in the love and support of our community. Now I'd like to invite the children and anyone else who'd like to come forward for our, it's called a story, but it's more like words of affirmation. I Am Human, a Book of Empathy, written by Susan Verde and illustrated by Peter Reynolds. I was born, a miracle, one of billions, but unique. I am human. I am always learning. I'm finding my way and choosing my path on this incredible journey. I have big dreams. I see possibility. I have endless curiosity. I make discoveries. I have a feeling of wonder. I am amazed by nature. I have a playful side. I find joy in friendships. I am human. But being human means I am not perfect. I make mistakes. I can hurt others with my words, my actions, and even my silence. I can be hurt too. I can be fearful of things I don't yet understand, and timid to try something new. I have a heavy heart when I feel sadness. I am human. But then I remind myself that because I am human, I can make choices. I can move forward. A poor choice can become a better choice with thoughtfulness. A bad day can become a great day with kindness. I can act with compassion and lend a helping hand. I can treat others with equality and be fair. I can choose not to fight, but instead to listen and find common ground. I can say I'm sorry and ask for forgiveness. I am human, one of billions, but unique. I am not alone. I am connected to my friends, to my family, to the world. We are all humans together. And I will keep trying to be the best version of me. I am full of hope. I am human.
For their classes, we join in singing. We hold you in our love as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go. To nurture the spark of your precious life, we hold you in our hearts as you go.
Today is the first in a short series of summer sermons looking at lyrics from some of my favorite songs. Songs become a part of us. When we have a song we like, we might sing it over and over. And maybe some of you really pay attention to the lyrics. But, I know I sing along with songs that, I might not even agree with some of what I'm singing, but I like what it says. But when we do that singing of over and over, those messages can get into our bodies in a way and come up. And I think it's important to reflect on what it is we're singing into our lives. So I wanted to start with, the first song is the one that made me think I wanted to preach on it. So we're going to listen to it, and I'm going to talk to you about it, and we'll listen to it again a second time so we can hear it if you're not familiar with it, or to hear it after we've been talking about it a bit. So let's start.
You're all alone and nobody calls you on the phone. Don't you feel like a crying? Don't you feel like crying? Well, here I am, honey. Come on, you cry to me. The smell of her perfume. Don't you feel like a crying? Don't you feel like crying? Don't you feel like a cry? Come on, cry to me. Oh, nothing can be said in a glass of wine alone. Come on, take my hand, baby, won't you walk with me? Oh, yeah. When you're waiting for a voice to come in the night, but there's no one. Don't you feel like a cry?
Singing, screaming along with it. So I first heard this song when I was 15 years old, watching the movie Dirty Dancing. Nods. And in that, it's a coming-of-age story of a young woman, and this song is very sexy. It's a moment when she's at the start of a sex scene with the romantic hero of the story. And so I've always heard this as like a romantic song. And that first verse, which says, when your baby leaves you all alone and nobody calls you on the phone, don't you feel like to cry? And what I thought the song was about was that the singer was sort of pining for someone who had another boyfriend, kind of a Jesse's Girl situation, to reference another song. And yeah, so I always sort of remembered the movie and heard it that way. But the second verse, even as I would sing it, I think, I'm not sure how that makes sense. And then I just keep moving along. The second verse says, when you're all alone in your lonely room and there's nothing but the smell of her perfume, don't you feel like to cry? Now, we could hear this song as, having really complex gender identity and sexual orientation. But coming from 1961, I think it's meant to be heteronormative. And so if someone is alone in their room, left empty with just the smell of her perfume, I assume that person is meant to be male, and the singer is male. So the idea of it being romantic, like, doesn't quite work in that verse. And so it was about a year ago that I really started to to think about it instead of just rocking along with it, and Googled it. And the intention of the song is a sort of a broader lament about loneliness. And so what I think is called the bridge, the next part, nothing can be sadder than a glass of wine alone. Loneliness is such a waste of time. But you don't ever have to walk alone, for you see, come on, take my hand, and baby, won't you walk with me? And I think that that's really the thesis of the song, the core message, that if so many people are lonely, if you're lonely and I'm lonely, we could be lonely together. There's no reason for any of us to ever have to be alone. And so, I don't know that this is the first song to talk about this, but this was a very popular song when it came out. And so it's really looked back on as a mainstreaming of the idea that it's okay to talk about loneliness, that it's a common experience that we all have. This is considered one of the earliest, what are now called soul ballads, a mix of country, gospel, and R&B, and holds sort of a notable place in time that way. There are other versions of the song. The Rolling Stones have a version I think is terrible, but you could listen to it. To me, this is just the version of this song. And so hearing it with kind of these fresh ears, and that the lyric, loneliness is such a waste of time. To me, that's like, it's like an anthem for our times now, this 60-year-old song, right? Like, people feel so disconnected. It's not you're waiting for your baby to call or text, right? The feelings of loneliness and disconnection that have been called an epidemic in our country, to say, like, it doesn't have to be this way. And there's a difference between loneliness and being alone that I want to lift up. I imagine that most of us, all of us, have had very satisfying times of being alone. You go in your house and you eat what you want. You don't have to compromise on what you're watching on TV. If you want to read your book all day long, there's a sort of a freedom of that. Loneliness is the feeling that something is missing, right? The lack of connection, friendship, romance, and the pain that comes from that feeling of absence. So that's what this song is about, and saying, like, let's take, for me, what I hear, this is what I love about songs, they're so poetic. There are going to be different parts of it that touch us in different ways. To me, this song is a call to take the energy from loneliness and use it to reach out to other people and find folks to connect with. So then with these fresh ears, I think I've always heard the third verse this way, but just hadn't, I sort of thought, and still do, like, this is just what I hear. But again, this is what I love about lyrics. It says, when you're waiting for a voice to come in the night, but there's no one, don't you feel like to cry? And to me, I hear that verse as being about God. I remember, and it connects so much to me with a memory I have, when I first started to move away from a Christian idea of a judging, fatherly God in the sky. I can remember laying in bed at night and doing what I would call a moon meditation, and picturing the light of the moon as like a loving goddess energy, raining down on us here on earth. So I connect to that image when you're waiting for a voice to come in the night. And I think those of us who do find meaning in the idea of God have times that we feel disconnected from that God and can feel that absence. And so to me, I feel that connection in that verse as well. My tangent for those of us who are interested in that, I think when we have times that we feel God's absence, the way I interpret that is that God is waiting for me to decide what to do next, because we have free will and choices to make, and it's not God's role to make choices for us. So sometimes I feel God stands back and says, you decide now, and then once you're clear on what you're doing, then we can feel that love and connection again. In this political moment, we need a toolbox of strategies to get through. This past week, I was at camp, our UU camp in the San Bernardino Mountains, Devonville Pines, with elementary school age children, and with other UU volunteers making camp happen for those kids. And Thursday night, I think when news about the big horrible bill came, even in that context, and we were, most of us being pretty intentional, like we're not there to talk about the news, we're there to be with the kids. But even being in a UU setting with other folks, sort of the feeling of terribleness, I think, feels lonely. For me anyway, I immediately feel like, how can this happen? How can this be okay with anyone? What's coming? And so I have to remind myself even then that there are millions of us. I think even a majority of us, we will know that there are people who won't feel like that they voted for this. And so to remind myself that even though it feels isolating when bad news comes, to remind myself that, there's other people out there to walk this path with and to be together with. And I have to I need that tool of reminding myself that we're not alone. None of us are alone in this, and we will get through it together. I posted on my Facebook page the words from Wayne Arneson we referenced a lot during the pandemic, the have courage, friends, I won't remember exactly, the path is hard, the stakes are high, it's not clear how we'll get there, but also hold this truth, you are not alone. And so for me, that's one of the layers of this song. So let's listen to it again.
When your baby leaves you all alone and nobody calls you on the phone, don't you feel like a crying? Don't you feel like crying? Well, here I am, honey. Come on, you cry to me. When you're all alone in your lonely room, and there's nothing but the smell of her perfume, don't you feel like a crying? Don't you feel like crying? Don't you feel like a cry? Come on, cry to me. Oh, nothing can be sadder than a glass of wine alone. Loneliness, such a waste of time. Oh yeah, you don't ever have to walk alone. You see, come on, take my hand, baby, won't you walk with me? Oh yeah, when you're waiting for a voice to come in the night, but there's no one. Don't you feel like a cry? Don't you feel like crying? Don't you feel like a crying? Don't you
just that make you happy and like you want to dance, because we need that in our toolbox of how to get by in these hard times. I hope you'll listen for lyrics that move you, lyrics that you want to hold in your body to draw on when you need inspiration. And maybe we can start to share these with each other and help create great courage playlists, joy playlists to get us through these times. And may we remember, even in our hard moments, that we're really not alone, and that there are millions and millions of us who will work together to face and get through what we need to overcome. May it be so. One of the hymns I want to offer you, we've sung it once before, we'll sing it again today, is another good one for holding in our bodies. That's one that came to mind Thursday night. And so at camp, we would call this a catch-along song. So you join in if and when you feel ready. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. One more time, this joy. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me.
rushing ahead a page. Right. The Sunday offering is an expression of the generosity that makes our congregational life possible. As Buddhist teacher Sharon writes, generosity is characterized by the inner quality of letting go or relinquishing. Being able to let go, to give up, to renounce, to give generously, these capacities spring from the same source within us. When we practice generosity, we open to all of these liberating qualities simultaneously. We encourage you to text your donation to Chalice. If you haven't texted a donation before, once you enter your text amount, you'll get a reply with a link to enter your credit card information. If your Sunday donation is meant to be part of your pledge payment, please be sure to indicate pledge after the dollar amount. The phone number for text donations will be on the screen in a moment. If you prefer to make an in-person donation of cash or check, there are envelopes and a donation box to the left of the double doors over there, and you can leave those donations on your way out or after the service. Please give generously. Dedicating our offering with the words of the affirmation. At Chalice, UU congregation, love is at the center of everything we do.
Will you join me in the spirit of prayer? The words come from the Reverend A.J. Van Tyne. Great mystery which grounds and surrounds us, small spark of life and possibility that lives within us even when all else is crumbling to dust. Be with us in our confusion, fear, and even despair. Lead us to navigate them as slowly as possible, resisting the impulse to soothe, to blame, to seek things that feel better than the hurt and the heaviness, but which ultimately leave us isolated or complacent or too suspicious of each other. Let us not flee from our grief, but allow our hearts to be broken open again and again, grieving for all that has already been lost and all that is threatened now. Spirit of life and love and regeneration, help us to feel the wisdom in our bodies. Even with so much going so wrong, our hearts beat with gratitude for blessings, for beauty and joy stubbornly breaking through, for the compassionate companionship of community, which welcomes all that we bring with us in these times and doesn't ask us to be smaller than we really are. For solidarity and mutual aid, for the trees and the wind and the stars, their cosmic witness soothing our animal souls, reminding us of the deep impermanence and the deep interconnectedness of all things. Spirit of transformation, may our hearts break open and stretch out to join with the hearts of others who yearn for a freer world. Each heart a building block of a better society, each life lived for hope and resistance, a prayer for a nobler world. Amen, and blessed be.
Please rise and bow to your spirit to sing together hymn number 1064 from the Teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home.
Still my diamond I can say
Please be seated.
Our closing words come from Carl Seberg. Between the dawn and the dark of our being, let us be brave and loving. In our little passage through the light, let us sustain and forward the human venture in gentleness, in service, and in thought. Love and blessings to each of you. You're invited to close our time together by singing the well. After our closing hymn, please return to your seats for an announcement.
We drink from the well together, cool, cool water that quenches my thirst, thirst for justice, thirst for joy, thirst for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. We drink from the well together. Hand in hand we are standing in one, standing for justice, standing for joy, stand for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. Open the doors to the world outside, spirits renewed from within. Look for the dream in each other's eyes, spark where a new world begins. Yes, we drink from the well together. Heart to heart we are dancing as one, dancing for justice, dancing for joy, dance for the love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well, spirits renewed. We drink from the well, stand hand in hand. We drink from the well, dancing for joy. I feel my heart swell. We drink from the well.
Good morning. Join us for a boot scootin' line dance party on July 19 from 6 to 8 p.m. at Chalice. This is a party from the auction, and there's more space, $20 for adults, and kids are free. It's a fun-filled evening of line dancing that's perfect for all ages and abilities. Whether you're a seasoned dancer or a beginner, this event welcomes everyone to kick up their heels and enjoy the lively rhythms of country music and more. You can dance on your feet or from the comfort of your seat. To classic line dances from the electric slide and Cotton Eye Joe to modern favorites like the Cupid Shuffle. Relax and enjoy snacks, sweets, and beverages at the Boot Scootin' Snack Bar throughout the evening. Contact me, Wendy Metzger, if you are interested or if you would like more information.